Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, one? What's up, all? Welcome to the Jerkmonger Show. This is a short chat edition before I head into Drawn and Quartered. Tonight's show will be about Batman. And Batman's kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? Batman's cool. Batman's all about the doing things for the children's. Let's see what we got here. Rodwell says, "Hey, what's up?" Comics and Illustrations Studio 7.62 says, "What up?" Ben Jump, my man. The old man is back. Well, sorta. I'm just kind of tired. I'm beat up a little bit. Had a long yesterday, long today. I'm trying to catch up on stuff. I can't get nothing to work right. My dad's still in the hospital for another night. And I will be checking up on him later. But in the meantime, we've got Drawn and Quartered now. And I'm still trying to load this picture onto my Instagram. I don't know why I even try. Anyway, Jeremiah Jones says, "Sup, Elliot? Feeling better?" A little bit. Sean Tillman, laughing out loud. Manga Mafia. What? Oh. I'm going to show that, Sean Tillman. I'm going to show. For some reason, when you do that, it looks like they want to hide that because they think you're using foul language. Leo Kuhn says, "The Mafia has arrived." Word. Benjamin Hopwood. What's up, boy? 7.62. Hope your dad is getting better. He is getting better. Just as an update, he is getting better. What happened to him was you may have heard me talk about this earlier. He passed out turning around during breakfast. He fell off the chair. That didn't realize it, and he ended up hurting himself, getting pretty banged up. So. It's kind of sad. He's an older man. He's my dad, my dear old dad. I love him to pieces, and I hate to see him that way. So it really broke my heart. But suffice it to say that that's part of what happens. But he is getting better. He's waiting for some more tests to make sure that we figure out what's wrong with him, why is he passing out. So that's the main thing. So if you guys continue to pray for him, thank you, Custom Elvis. I really appreciate that. Continue to pray for him. Those of you who do pray, those of you who don't pray, well, you can send him good thoughts and vibes and send him your love. My love. I love my love. And he appreciates that. I told him last night that you guys were thinking about him over on Twitter and over on Instagram, and so I really appreciate that, guys. So what I'm doing here is 9:31. I'm hoping to wrap this up in about 10-15 minutes. And just kind of giving you guys an update. Hey, Justin Co, how you doing, man? Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. So I'm working on this being that I'm actually I'm goofing around with this other thing here too, which I want to use this. I'm not sure what this will be. We'll figure this out. I like this a lot. There's a new show on Netflix that I started to watch with my daughter. I wish I had not. It says something like, "Don't look at this," or something like that. It was terrible. Bone Saw's ready. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Tyler, what's happening? What's going on, man? What's going on? So yeah, it was this one of those weird videos. It was like a weird stream of images and video, and there was some like maggots and all kinds of weird garbage, man. And then my daughter was like, "What am I watching?" I'm like, "Oh baby, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm such a terrible father. I'm such a terrible father. What have I done to my child?" But she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be all right. Overall though, I still have a love affair with not all things horror, specific things horror. I'm not really into the slasher grossy stuff, Randy Savage, and I'm not sure it's Randy, it's Camacho Monger, yeah. But anyways, so from time to time, I like to kind of throw down some pencil work on an idea, and this is kind of cool. I like this concept right here. As you can see, it's just another variation of most of what I like to do. I like doing creatures and monsters. I like drawing demons and beasts and things like that. I don't know why I gave this zombie a hula skirt, but I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of an interesting, you know, such and such. Baha, gotcha! But anyway, earlier today, while I was on stream with some other people, this was the creature I was developing. So this is a creature in the book that I'm working on with Doug. I'm very excited about this. I know we've been trying to get this thing launched, and it's really on me. It's my project to launch. He's written a story for me. I'm just filling out the story, and it's taking a long time. And recently, by the way, I don't know if Ben Jones is still in the chat, but Ben, I did receive the link, and I need to read it. I just haven't had a chance since my dad got hurt, so it's just been escaping my mind recently. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just kind of filling in. I don't want to use a fill because I didn't complete the circle, if you will, on this thing. I just want to get a sense of where everything is going to be and how this idea came to me is one of the design ideas that Doug had put forth early on as we were developing this concept. It was to kind of include that could just be flesh hanging off the zombie hips. Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first, but it just looks like a hula skirt. Hula hoop. Listen to me. Hey EJ, how you doing? EVS went live. Oh well, there you go. There you go. You guys make your choices here. I'm just, like I said, this is just going to be a brief communication with you guys to kind of let you know what I'm working on, where I am with this particular project. I'm not that far off, but I'm not as close as I'd like to be. I'm still developing the characters. I thought early on that I had a better handle on stuff. Doug had a suggestion that I took to heart, and I kind of wish I had it. Sometimes, you know, you want to, I mean, it's kind of late now. We're already moved on into this phase. Where I'm redesigning what I think the monsters look like or what they could be in the story. And this particular one, you know, I had designed something in an early version of another creature with some kind of like floating eye of Sauron above the forehead here. I like that idea a lot. I really like that idea. Yes, tonight is drawn and quartered. I will be there. And so what I started to do was, but I like this idea of playing with stuff that has mass and then things that float in front of it, as a way to kind of express an idea about things that are multi or omnidimensional. How about that? You're here for the madness of Macho Monger, Captain Canada. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean when I say to you that you guys are the best fans in the world. The faithful Monger Mafia, yeah. And I appreciate every bit of you. Every one of you, every time you come over here and do your thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So Filthy Casual says, I dig it, Elliot. His face all bone then? Sort of. And I'm also considering maybe separating the jaw so that maybe it kind of opens and closes like this versus like on a hinge. I'm thinking more that it just opens like that. I like that a lot. I like this kind of is inspired, I guess, a bit. I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention to, I don't know if it's Howl's Moving Castle or maybe it was Spirited Away, but there was these creatures that had these masks. I just love that idea. I always found those things to be very odd and eerie. Captain Canada just snapped into a Slim Jim. I mean, just keep looking at my time here. But I love the idea of this object floating, and there's multiple objects floating. So I don't know what that means exactly. I'm not sure. Spirited Away is a classic. Yes, it is. Macho Mafia. It's turned into the Macho Mafia. Is it the Macho Mafia or the Monger Mafia? I don't remember now. But yeah, so I love that concept, and I really kind of want to borrow that flavor for this character because it really does fit. You know, sometimes part of what I'm doing as a designer, of the characters, a concept artist, character designer. He designed them, the early versions. He sent me a bunch of old drawings that he had done years ago when he was first developing this concept. And what I'm trying to do is take some of that, take some of his new direction, and also kind of let that inspire me, and then say, okay, what are some of the other things that the way I interpret that? Because the truth is, whenever you're working on anything like this, you're never exactly going to. I mean, I've done it before where people have said to me, "Hey, you exactly what I was thinking, but I couldn't say it. You pulled it right out of my head." I've heard that before, but I tend to believe that that's not exactly true. I think it's just that I get close enough to their approximation, they dig it. So, so they assume that it looks like something that was in their head, but maybe it was sort of like what was in their head, and they just love what it is anyway. So instead of trying to interpret or read someone's mind and try to figure out what's in their head, what I do a lot here is just try to say, hey, let me take the information you've given me, let me try to understand what you're asking from me, and then from there I'll give you my interpretation of that. So that's pretty much the way that I kind of handle that sort of task, which can be, in and of itself, it's not, I'm working on other things as well right now, so some of this is a little bit time consuming and more than I thought I would put into this, because when I first had the early drawings, I thought, oh yeah, no problem, this guy's a certain this, that, or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll just knock that out. But once we started to add this idea of interdimensionality, that these creatures, these beings would have something else, I thought, oh man, it was a good idea. It's a great idea. It's what we're going with, but it added some unexpected complexity to my project here. So anyway, this is kind of where I'm at. I kind of like this. I want to kind of see if I'm just going to do a quick drawing of what I think I also kind of reduced my palette of brushes, because I think I was overloading my system here, which is causing me issues for a while there with my setup here. But what I want to do here is a separate drawing where I want to figure out what does this thing look like when it's talking, or when its mouth is open. So I'm looking at the 3/4 under view, I'm looking at the profile view, and now I'm going to do something that maybe looks a little more head on, just so I can make sure I understand what this is, because it's great to draw this and like, oh yeah, that's always a cool idea, but sometimes we don't think it through in 3 dimensions. We don't think about it. Oh, that's gonna be cool when it's when it's turned for the side. You ever think about the Peanuts characters, like how clever it was for some of those early designers, product designers, to figure out what Charlie Brown looks like from the side view and the back view. It seems like it'd be easy, but I remember when I was a kid, I used to try to figure that out. It wasn't easy for me. It's because you don't, when Charles Schulz was drawing those characters, you just kind of were thinking of them as in only the form that he drew them. Once you start to apply real world 3 dimensions, it gets tricky. Most peeps cannot think in 3D. That's very true, Engine. That's very, very, very true. So what I'm trying to do now is just make sure that I have a good sense. Like even now, this forehead's gigantic compared to everything else. Elliot, says Ghost of Henry, are you drawing my portrait? My eyes are rounder. Well, I apologize, Ghost of Henry. I didn't think I was, but I'll do better next time. I'll make sure that I do better next time, because that's what I do. I take what I got and I make it better. I make it better, criminal minded, you've been blinded. So this is how he looks, say, from the front view. Now I gave him these weird, if you look at this real close, he's got these weird little teeth underneath. I thought that was interesting, that he doesn't have sharp teeth all around. The Jerry Mafia. What's up, Hikaru? How are you, man? So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out what does this guy look like when he's not in that particular pose, because maybe I'll be drawing him from this perspective, right? All right, so what I want to make sure I do here is I give him a small crown, or small, I guess, I don't know what you want to call this, like a front shield, a force shield. I forget, I don't know what the clinical term is for this part of the forehead, but there's a name for that bone. I don't. Some of you guys who are smarter than me will tell me in the chat. All right, so I also want to make sure that I give it a nice, fun shape. So you see how I'm kind of giving it these cool ins and outs. You know, you have the ins and you have the outs, and that's important for when I'm designing anything. I like things to have that kind of range. Doing all right. How about you, bro? Says Hikaru. I'm doing better, bro. I'm doing better. Frente peo. Wow, wow. What's going on there? Heck, I appreciate you, brother. So I'm also giving him a lot of these weird, like, bony, toothy things that happen here. You know? And this was similar to another drawing I was doing for something else. So I was looking at the one. It's funny how subconsciously I was kind of borrowing all things from Doug, and here I am doing it again. But that feels like that. It also has a bit of a Cthulhu. Don't tell Doug. He doesn't like Cthulhu very much. Perkindo, how are you, my friend? Glad to see you in the chat. I know you're not here to talk to me right now, but I'm glad to see you. So this is how I might handle. Who's that? All right, come on in, bud. This is my son, guys. Don't let him scare you. He's not terrifying. Thank you, my son. I appreciate it. So here I am. Here I am. Rocking like a hurricane. So this is what I think is gonna look like. I also gave him a little bit of a. See, he goes out further though, right? By the way, I was choking earlier. I was choking on water. I was drowning in a sip of water. Couldn't believe it. I almost didn't make it. Freaking says, I'm good, brother. Hikaru says he's like internet weirdos. I'm out of here. Actually, he he told me the other day, Dad, you're famous on Instagram. I'm like, no, I'm not, son. Yeah, you are. You got like a blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm all right. I'm not famous. I'm just a chubby Puerto Rican guy living in Tampa, up to Florida. All right, so I got these little cool little divots that I kind of drew in here. They're not meant to be symmetrical. Just have them there, and these things that kind of linger here. So this is kind of, I'm happy with this. And so what would happen above this? Arthur, what's going on, my friend? Hey, did you just go live? The only true mini monger? Why are my children yelling? My daughter, I swear. He looks like an orc skull. Possibly. Rhaegar says, but with internet weirdos, but with money though. That's true. Very, very, very true. Lafayette, my man, said, I made it. Well, I'm almost off. What time is it? Drawn and quartered starting shortly, so I will be leaving for that. Hey guys, I want to thank all of you. Some of you I know some of you have been waiting for artwork to arrive. Much of it is on its way. The most recent stuff has not made it out. Again, I didn't get to meet with Andy for to get this things shipped and fulfilled. So the latest stuff from the last art auction hasn't gone out yet, but the stuff before is all gone out. So those of you who ordered stuff prior should be receiving, if not have already received. Filthy Casual says, so can he emote or will he be stone-faced? I think he's going to be stone-faced. That's kind of the idea. Again, I might even think of something else. This is not the final design. I want to do something where, again, I just want to see it all the way around. So we've got, one view to this view to this view. But what I also wanted to do was possibly do one where maybe he's still that, maybe the mouth is higher. And you know what it is too? I like the way Mignola has done stuff. Do you guys ever see the movie Atlantis, The Lost Empire from Disney? I always thought that was kind of cool. Maybe it has something like that up here. And it's like some weird, I want it to look like a weird mask. So maybe I'll even adjust it further. I have an observation on the last art auction, says Heck. Okay, well, don't leave us in the lurch there. Let me know. Let's see. I won drawn and quartered earlier today. Oh, you did, Lafayette? Interesting. Where the geeks, NPCs are the weirdos. That's probably true. Hikaru says, Hikaru, right, as I said, my eyes are rounder. Filthy Casual, yeah, stone face is good. Emoting skeletons look silly. Yeah. I mean, maybe the eyes do emote. I don't know. If it does, it's in the eyes. But I like, so far I like these. Plus, we've got this floating eye, which I didn't draw very well here. This is going to be this. It's got like a tiger eye. I'm literally borrowing the eye of Sauron. I like that idea. And of course, it's got this like black flamed form behind him. This is similar to what Doug had designed. I just took it a different direction. And we'll see how it goes. Everyone's like, hey, heck, what's your observation? See how he does? He likes to have this whole thing. Jeremiah Jones, my friend, says, filthy casual. I agree. Let's see. All right, so I was trying to think about, because this design doesn't even quite fit what I designed up there. I would have to bring this a little lower. It's probably more like that. But you know, that sort of thing. The other thing could be that I just do the skull thing, leave it out here, and just leave it out without the bottom part. That might be weird too. Reminds me of the Bleach anime. I could see that, Stitch. I could see that. Welcome, by the way. On poor dude was like, I have these prints, and the other guys cuts him off. No prints. I think that's because there may have been some people who don't like the prints. I've been doing one of one prints, so we're not trying to do prints. And remember, it's an art auction, so you know, some of the stuff people are selling normally, we're not trying to auction stuff you would normally buy at a con or something like that. So it's supposed to be special art. It would need the, you know, the actual, and it can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna throw in a quick sketch. No, it has to be a full thing. Then he whips out a metallic print and print nonetheless. Oh, then of course there's that. You're right. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Heck, you should put that in the chat. The character almost has a royal feel to him. Demon King vibe. I like that. I like that. So I like this. I like this little shield thing. Let me see, what time is it? Am I running out of time? Oh, I'm a minute behind, guys. I've got to skedaddle. I gotta go, guys. Anyway. So I'm glad you guys are here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. You really are. I got to tell you the truth. This sounds weird. Needs more horns. Maybe. Seriously, I really appreciate you guys. Some of you have been praying for my dad. Some of you have been praying for me. You guys have been thinking about me. Some of you have supported me. Some of you guys buy my artwork, man. And that's super, super huge to me, man. And so I just want to thank all of you for being kind to me and to my wife and children. I don't take that lightly. You guys really are the best audience, and I'm very grateful for the way that you guys have kind of come into my life, and I hope that I'm able to give that back to you guys. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the stuff you guys have been doing for this community and for what we're trying to do here through Indiegogo. You know, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to do what I do. Is it easy all the time? No, it's not. And but I'm grateful for it, and I've been blessed. So I hope that I can pass that blessing on to you guys at some point, in some way or another. But in the meantime, guys, I feel excited about the future, and please continue to hold us up in prayer, my dad in particular, but also be patient with me. It's taken me a little while to wrap my head around doing my own. I've never done a project that I had to launch that also wasn't my original story. So I'm really working hard on that, and it might take a little while. I apologize for not coming through the last couple times like I thought I was going to launch it sooner. I really need to launch it though soon, because I need to turn this into something that's going to be lucrative for my business model. But I appreciate you guys are being faithful to me, and I'm looking forward to delivering something that you guys are going to be not just happy to share with me, but also like stoked that it's a good product. I mean, I'm mostly concerned about that. I'm mostly concerned about delivering an excellent product that's going to blow your mind. So appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate your work. Elliot, thank you. And Indian, we love you. Deep love. Thank you, EJ. Jerkman, glad to find you via CG. Thank you, Engine. I appreciate it. Jeremiah Jones says, whatever you do will be worth the wait. Absolutely. X Gal says, much love, Elliot. I appreciate that. Jose Alicia, my man. Sup, brother? My man. You're good people. Elliot says comics and illustration. Per Kindle says I actually contacted Matt Weldon directly about some of those prints. We're very good. Ghost of Henry says we love you, Elliot. Tag Rhaegar, clap, 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 clap. Humble artists and generally good people. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're a rad dude, Elliot. Hope you win tonight. Thank you, Filthy. And with that, guys, I will bid you all a fond adieu. Don't forget to look down in the description. Those are all my links. And if you guys would not mind, take a look at my PayPal if you want to tip me or anything like that. You know, that goes directly to me. I don't have to wait for Google AdSense. So that is it, my friends. Godspeed. See you guys over at Drawn and Quartered. Adios.